Yeah, this is Garby Allen, and you're watching AEW Insider.
What's up, peeps? We're back. As always, I'm your host, Lee Benson. Thank you so much for joining us for our YouTube edition of the AEW Insider. As I said on my last show a couple days ago, this is a big week for WWE, so I gotta be here to cover it for you peeps. We do have the WWE Hall of Fame, and for the next two nights, we do have NXT's Takeover, Stand and Deliver, night 1 and 2. So I wanted to give you my predictions, the full cards, what have you. Remember, if you want to win that Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse ringside collectible action figure, stick around to the end of the episode to find out how. Since this is the AEW Insider, we'll start off with a little AEW news. AEW. Matt Hardy recently took to Twitter and held a Q&A session. He was answering fans' questions. One fan asked Matt if he and Jeff Hardy would ever team up again in the future. Matt Hardy gave a positive response as he said the following: "Yes, I think so. I feel pretty good about stating we both like to end our careers like we started it, together as a team." This is good news. I mean, Jeff is only still in WWE because they're making him make up his time. He missed a lot of time due to injuries, getting arrested, what have you. They're not doing shit with him, and they all came out and already said they find him unreliable as a champion. So there's definitely a great chance for Hardy to jump ship and reunite with his brother in AEW. On to WWE. Well, the WWE Hall of Fame is tonight on Peacock, and they will be inducting the classes of 2020 and 2021. I covered all the inductees on my last show, so check out the full list on my last video right here on this channel. We all know that the Hall of Fame is a great time, so if you're able to watch it, definitely watch it tonight on Peacock. On to NXT Stand and Deliver. Both nights of NXT Stand and Deliver are from the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando and begin at 8 p.m. Night 1 will air on the USA Network, and Night 2 will stream exclusively on Peacock. Last Wednesday night on NXT, they had a gauntlet match. It was Leon Ruff, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, Dexter Lumis, and LA Knight. LA Knight did pull out the win. I was going for him or Dexter Lumis. So the winner of that will be facing Johnny Gargano the following night, which we will get to. We do have the NXT Tag Team Championships that are vacant right now. It is a three-way match with MSK, aka the Rascals, the Grizzled Young Veterans, and Legado del Fantasma. This match came about as a result of the tag team titles being vacated when Danny Burch was injured, leaving Burch and Oney Lorcan unable to defend their belts. Three of the most exciting tag teams on the roster will now mix it up to crown new champions, in a match that could be the highlight of the weekend. If you ask me, I gotta go with MSK. We have the NXT United Kingdom Championship, which is Walter versus Tommaso Ciampa. That match is going to be fucking nuts. Walter has been dominant as the UK champion and put on some incredible matches during his time with the promotion. When his attempts to get Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher to join the Imperium failed, Walter and his group assaulted Ciampa on multiple occasions, leading to a showdown between the two cornerstones of their respective brands. I gotta go with Tommaso Ciampa. We also have the NXT Women's Championship up for grabs. It's Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez. Shirai voluntarily called out Gonzalez as her challenger for the event following up a successful title defense against Toni Storm. She confronted her new challenger. Gonzalez is one of the few women who have been as successful as Shirai over the recent months. She's been teaming up with Dakota Kai, and they won the Dusty Road Tag Team Classic and became the first ever team to hold the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship belt. I've been telling you for a while, I love Io. I think she's been a great champ. I think she's a great wrestler, but it's been time for her to pass that strap. There hasn't been a competitor until now. I'm going with Raquel Gonzalez. So I say there still definitely is a couple more matches to be added. I just don't have those right now. So we are going to go over to night 2. All right, night 2, we do have Johnny Gargano defending his title against the winner of the gauntlet match, which is Drake. Now, normally I would go for Eli Drake. I think he's fucking awesome, and I'm so glad he's back in WWE. But Gargano's got the whole Way group going, his faction going, and I don't think they're going to take the belt away for him so soon when his faction is so hot. So I got to go, unfortunately, with Johnny Gargano, even though I would love to see LA or Eli Drake win. We also have the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. It's Santos Escobar versus Jordan Devlin in a ladder match. Devlin never lost his Cruiserweight Championship before being sidelined due to an injury. As such, he has continued defending the title since returning. Escobar won the title in the tournament for the then vacant belt after Devlin was injured. Shawn Michaels brought a ladder to NXT, symbolizing that the two men would go on the same path as Michaels and Razor Ramon walked at WrestleMania 10, when both men claimed to be the true Intercontinental Champion. I'm going to go with Jordan Devlin. I'm a big fan of his, and I am glad that he's back. We also have the NXT Women's Tag Championship up for grabs, who are the defending champs Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon versus The Way. Blackheart and Moon knocked off the team of Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell during the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Now The Way is looking for revenge and the titles. They issued a challenge to the champions and it was swiftly accepted. Now I'm a great Shotzi Blackheart fan. Ember Moon not so much. She was great when she started, but she hasn't been good in years, and she is injury prone. Like I said, The Way is hot and they're awesome, and I'm going to take The Way on this one. I hope those two ladies take those belts. We also have Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly in an unsanctioned match. Now, they say unsanctioned, but we know this match is going to be like the unsanctioned match that AEW had. That match was so bad, they all legit got fined real money by the state. WWE is not going to do that. But at NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day, Cole shocked everyone by super kicking O'Reilly, his friend, and a longtime fellow member of the Undisputed Era. Cole's attack left O'Reilly unable to compete, but he still managed to cost Cole a shot at Balor and the NXT Championship. Now the two meet in an unsanctioned match with NXT unable to be held responsible for whatever the two do to each other. Adam Cole's my dog. Everybody knows that. You know that if you listen to the channel. But like I said, on this channel, I always go for the heels, which would be Cole in this match. But I always go for the underdogs also. So in this match, I think they're actually going to give Kyle O'Reilly a win. A big win at that. So unfortunately, I got to go with Kyle O'Reilly. And finally, we do have the NXT Championship up for grabs, which is the champion Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross. Balor has held the title for more than 6 months, taking the belt after Kross was forced to vacate it following an injury. Kross returned to action and has immediately set his sights on winning back the championship that he never lost in the ring. Balor will be looking to add one more layer of legitimacy to the title reign by proving he is truly the top man in NXT. I love Finn Balor. He's great. He's one of the best. He was the shit in New Japan. WWE doesn't use him right, but NXT definitely does. But I'm going with Karrion Kross for this man. If Karrion doesn't win it at this one, he will win it the next time they face. But I think he's going to take it this time. On to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Well, my dog Will Ospreay beat Kota Ibushi for the new IWGP Heavyweight title. I think Ospreay is legit one of the top 5 current wrestlers in the world right now. Dude is amazing in the ring. Well, he has set his sights on a future opponent. Now, back in March of 2020 on Swing and Misses radio show, CM Punk said he would like to wrestle Ospreay. Punk said, "For people I haven't ever wrestled before, I think Will Ospreay. I would listen to your idea, but like I said, there's a lot of moving parts, but I'm busy doing other stuff. And nobody, I think, has found the right combinations of ways to approach me. It's not all up to me, ladies and gentlemen. It's up to the people who actually run the companies." Well, after Ospreay's big win at a post-press conference backstage, this is what the newly crowned champ had to say. "Before I was the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, a man who sparked the whole industry of getting the wrestling world interested in. His name is CM Punk. He was interested in facing Will Ospreay. Well, now I have the biggest prize in pro wrestling. So if you're really wanting to prove yourself that you're the best in the world, come over here." And he was pointing to his title. He said, "Come take this." On to some Lucha Underground news. That's right, Lucha Underground. If you're a fan of Lucha Underground, you might be excited by this. According to recent trademark filings, 2 separate trademarks have been registered, and they're very interesting. Lucha Libre FMV filled 2 trademarks for Lucha Underground on March 31st. They are the original producers of the El Rey series, along with Factor Made Ventures, AAA, and Robert Rodriguez. Another trademark was also filed for the logo and name of OVW. Ringside News reported that there was some talk with Court Bauer and Conan about reviving the Lucha Underground concept for MLW. That idea could still be in the cards, but this might be something different. On to some random wrestling and sporting news. We were all stoked to see that Chris Jericho was going to be on Steve Austin's Broken Skull sessions. Never at a loss for words, CM Punk saw it, and he had this to say to TMZ Sports. "I think it's interesting for sure," Punk said. "Honestly, my major reaction and opinion on it is, I think that it shows Vince McMahon isn't afraid of AEW, all because if he was, he would not allow it to happen." When Punk was asked if he expects Austin and Jericho to openly discuss AEW, Punk said, "It's definitely going to be a feel-good interview. Nothing too controversial. It feels like it's going to be softball questions. I don't know if they're going to ask Jericho all the tough questions, and nor do I think they possibly should." Punk added, "It will probably just be a feel-good interview. They'll talk about all of Jericho's past at WWE, and I'm sure they'll mention AEW, but they won't get into the hard questions I think a lot of people are interested in. Anytime anybody's talking about you, it's good. There will be some people who don't know AEW exists who will watch this and say, 'Oh wow, cool. I didn't know that. I just thought Jericho was retired.' But there is also something to be said about keeping your guys special, and the only place you can see the superstar is on my television show." It's a new age, and I think both companies need all the eyeballs they can get at the moment, so kudos to everybody involved. Alright, peeps, well that's it for this episode. Remember, if you want to win that Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse ringside collectible action figure, you gotta stay right here on the AEW Insider. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Besides that, pick any video, like, share, and comment. So go over to the AEW Insider on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, like, share, and comment on any video, and when we hit 500 subs, I will be doing the giveaway for that awesome action figure. This is the big weekend for WWE, so I will be back probably Friday with my prediction show for both nights of WrestleMania. Remember to show us some love on all major podcasting platforms, also on Facebook and YouTube under the AEW Insider, and on Twitter under the AEW Insider 1, as in the number 1. As always, I'm your host, Lee Benz, and thank you so much for joining us for the AEW Insider. I'll see you in a couple days, peeps. Ciao.